Yo, what's happening, guys? Welcome to the second episode of Rock Unfiltered. You know me, I'm your host, Matt. As you can see by my jersey today, today's a very big day in Leaf Nation. Yup, car flags go up, flags around the house go up today, and possibly Leaf fans getting heartbroken again in April. Yes, today is, guys, as you guessed it, the start of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Today, as you know, for the third time in 6 years, the Toronto Maple Leafs will be playing the Boston Bruins. Yes, we will be playing the Bruins again, like I said, for the third time in 6 years. I'm sick and tired of playing the Bruins, guys. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of you are. A lot of people hate this fucking format. I do too. I would love to go back to 1 versus 8. But I'll be honest with you guys. I will not be satisfied until the Leafs eliminate the Bruins in a playoff series. I'm so sick and tired of the Bruins. They got no fucking respect for the Leafs. Okay? They tanked those 2 fucking games at the end of the year. If you don't believe me, you're delusional. Because not only do I think that, multiple people think that. And especially one of the biggest Leaf fans in the city thinks that the Bruins tanked those 2 games. You don't believe me? Look what Pasternak said back in February. Look. The Leafs needed a few wins. They got 1. Good for them. That fucking prick, eh? I cannot stand that fucking guy, Pasternak. I fucking can't stand him. I hope Jake McCabe or Labushkin plasters him into the boards. That guy needs a beating. He loves talking shit about the Leafs. He loves saying he comes to Toronto, scoring on the Leafs. And you're going to tell me that they didn't tank to play the Leafs and avoid Tampa Bay? Come on. You guys are deluded if you think that's the case. They got no respect for the Leafs. And if I'm fucking Sheldon Keefe, I'm putting that on the bulletin board in the locker room to fucking motivate those guys and tell them they got no respect for you. They fucking tanked on purpose those last 2 games of the season to play you and avoid Tampa Bay. And it's an absolute fact. Now, if Sheldon Keefe doesn't do his job and make sure, like he did today on practice, keep Matthews, Domi, and Bertuzzi on one line, Marner, Tavares, and Nyes on the other. We don't know what's going on with Bobby McMahon and William Nylander. We're all concerned about Willie, obviously, but right now, Nick Robertson's playing well. Calle Yarncrook should return to the lineup tonight. You know what? And Pontus Holmberg has been very good. So if they can go a game without Willie or 2 max, okay. But to say what happened in Nylander, none of us know. He could be sick. Apparently, he woke up with discomfort this morning, according to Chris Johnston. So we'll have to wait and see. But I will say this, though. The Leafs need to make themselves a physical presence this series. If they don't go and start laying bodies out with Boston, they're going to get bullied again off the ice. They are way more equipped to do that this year than they were last year. Now, if I'm the Leafs, you got to do everything in your power to try to get Matthews and Marner as much opportunities to fucking win us this game and this series. Especially game 1. Most important. If you win game 1, you take home ice. You go home with the split series. Very important. We obviously know that has happened in the past, and the Leafs have not recovered, and they've gone on to lose both series to the Bruins in the past. Now, obviously Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares is a bit up there in age, but these guys are more mature. You would expect them to take the next step. Let's hope that they do. I really hope that they do. Because I'm tired of the Bruins, and I want to fight those demons from 2013. Now, the biggest question mark is, can the D hold up against the Bruins and their pressing, and can they stay out of the box? Because we all know that the Leafs, they're going to struggle a bit when it comes to the PK. They did for the last couple months, especially most of the year. The problem is, will the power play for the Leafs work? Like, I don't want to talk about them being 9% from the power play against the Bruins this year, but I'm going to talk about it. And it's very concerning. You cannot win a fucking playoff series without a good fucking power play. It's a fact. You cannot win. You need to have an effective power play. The Leafs have had one of the worst power plays in the last 2 months. They need to get their fucking shit together immediately. Now, do I think they will and can? Yes. But if Boston finds a way to shut down their power play, the Leafs are going to have a difficult time winning this series. But Do I think the Leafs are a better team offensively? Not even a debate. We all know where the difference is, and it's in goaltending. We know Boston has Allmark and Swayman, and we got Samsonov and Wall. Yes, I know Allmark's a Vezina Trophy winner, but I think Swayman's getting game one tonight. He's been the main guy for the Bruins most of the year this year, so I think he's getting game one. Regardless who's in net, the Leafs need to come out firing on all cylinders. And if they're not, that's Sheldon Keefe's fault. And I'll tell you guys right now, and I think we can all agree, if the Leafs do not win this series, Sheldon Keefe needs to go. He must be fired. There is no more excuses for this guy. Zero. And not only Sheldon Keefe, but one of our biggest superstars. His contract's ending very soon. I think we all know who I'm talking about. Mitch Marner. Mitch Marner needs to have a massive series. Massive. He needs to make a massive impact. First game today, too. If he does not have a big series, Mitch Marner's future in Toronto will be massively questioned. Yes, I know he's a great player. He's one of the best wingers in the league. But when it gets down to the playoffs, he seems to fade away because of the physicality and the impact of the game. And I don't care if he had 14 points in 11 games last year. I don't give a fuck. He needs to be a more definitive goal scorer this series. I don't care if he doesn't score. He needs to score more this series. He needs to. He needs to be more impactful. Okay, he needs to get Tavares' game up and either Nyes or Robertson. It doesn't matter who. But I'll tell you guys right now, those two there are on the hot seat most. Sheldon Keefe and Mitch Marner. Those two need to perform. If Sheldon Keefe gets all coached, he's done. If Mitch Marner disappears, his future is in doubt in this city. And a lot of people want him gone if he does not perform this season. Now, going to the goaltending. Ilya Samsonov. His last two games, not the most positive. Okay? 6-5 to the Devils, 5-4 to the Red Wings. Okay? You know, not the best games for Ilya Samsonov, you know? So, I'm going to give Sammy the benefit of the doubt because he's been one of the best goalies in the league since January and since the Leafs called him back up and put him on waivers. So, I'm going to give Sammy the benefit of the doubt. But if he goes and puts in a stinker tonight against the Bruins, I'm telling you guys now, it's going to be disastrous. Sammy needs to perform. Joseph Woll has not been the same since he came back from that sprained ankle of his. Sammy needs to perform like he did against Tampa Bay. If he does, the Leafs will have a very good chance at winning this series. But we'll have to wait and see how it goes. Tonight is going to be a very interesting game. Let's wait and see what happens. But I got full confidence the Leafs can win this series. I think the Leafs win this series in 7. Call me crazy. I think they win this series in 7. I think that they can beat the Bruins on their home ice, because the Leafs are one of the best road teams in the league, and I think they can finally destroy the demons that fucked them back in 2013. Tonight's going to be a very interesting night, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. Go Leafs, go. And remember, if you don't watch sports, you're more. Ciao.